I went from hotel to hotel. I lived on the streets, under carports, and wherever I could lay my head. His friends' floors. Didn't matter. And sometimes I didn't sleep at all. Sometimes I was up for days on end.
The situation that I was living in at 17 months, or 17 years old and pregnant, was not a good place. There was no money and there was no food, and there were people getting high in the bathrooms and threatening situations outside.
I needed a place to go if I wanted to keep Brandon. And I talked to a few of the other girls in the hospital, and they told me about Aunt Leahs, so I got a hold of them, and they came to the hospital. The staff from Aunt Leahs came to the hospital to see me and interview me to be part of Aunt Leahs.
At 5 months pregnant, I was walking through the doors of Aunt Leahs. There was a beautiful couch, and it felt like an auntie's house. It was warm, clean. It was very, very comforting.
If it wasn't for this house, I wouldn't have him right now.
And Leahs has definitely given me a sense of community.
Without Aunt Leahs, I have no idea where I would be today.
Leahs works with a really broad range of people. We have programs for youth, teens that are in government care. We also have programs for teens to get job training, and they can just be youth from the community. We work with adult women with various barriers to living independently. They're new mothers who are trying to build a new community and build a new life for themselves.
The Thresholds programs is a supportive housing program for moms and babies. The first stage is a communal housing program that the moms can come into for 6 to 9 months. At the house, the moms participate in parenting workshops, life skill workshops, cooking club, and learn to network in the community.
The mothers that are in Aunt Leah's programs are very marginalized women, and they are at risk of losing their babies. So what we're able to ensure is that those babies don't go into foster care. And for that reason, Thresholds is so important, because it keeps mums and babies together.
The Support Link program is essentially a housing program for teenagers that are transitioning to adulthood. The youth are paired up with a support worker that meets them both in their suite and out the community to teach them some life skills, work on setting some goals, and giving them a realistic look at what it's going to be like to be a tenant.
The retailer training program is held in our thrift store that we have in Vancouver. It's a really neat program. We have youth that come in and volunteer for 20 weeks. They get to learn lots of different skills, such as customer service, cash handling, maintenance, sorting through goods, merchandising, which is kind of fun. The restaurant training program is a free community meal that's held outside of churches, and they supply the area that we work in, help with the money for the meal, and we have the youth and the women come in, and we treat the meals like a restaurant. So instead of being like a kitchen where you kind of serve everybody and push them through, we serve everybody like as if they were eating in a restaurant.
We provide workshops on a variety of topics, from your most basic cooking and housekeeping, budgeting, planning for your education, how to get a job, learning tenancy rights, a whole spectrum.
Certainly a significant value that Aunt Leahs has is the knowledge and the ability to celebrate. I think there's a level of transition that takes place when celebration is a focus for people. And I think that's a really important thing to use if you are trying to motivate young people who, for no fault of their own, find themselves in places that are not good for them. What I see each day at Aunt Leah's is a group of people dedicated to the cause of making life a whole lot better for some pretty marginalized young people. And I think that Aunt Leah's becomes a community for the kids, just like I think the staff and myself become a community for each other. I think when a young person comes into Aunt Leah's and they take the time to trust us, and it takes a while for a young person to trust, and from the backgrounds that the kids have come from, they need to take time to trust. But once they have, then I think what the staff and members, board members, donors do is they open the circle a little bit, and the young person can slip in, and then whatever need that young person has, they can tap into that. And so I guess I see it as a community of people really closely connected to the kid, and then some community that's farther afield with their donations and with their help.
Leahs has been very important in my life today. They've helped me change my life around and see things a lot different.
If Aunt Leahs didn't come into my life, I would not be with my daughter now. I wouldn't have been able to do it at 17.
The one word that to describe what Aunt Leahs has brought me would be hope.
I could never imagine my life without my daughter.
What a place our world could really be if we all accept our being. Sometimes I wonder, can we all achieve what we really know we should be? Is it